Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, and I want to take a little bit of time to give you some very precious information. You have heard it said that there are a lot of secret societies in this world. I'm going to mention a couple of them. But before I mention the secret societies, I want you to know that the creator of the universe, and when I say universe, I'm referencing all that exists. For me, the universe, all that exists. The creator of that is also responsible for this earth that we're sitting on, living on. Still in control of that. But there is a power that comes under the form of secrecy that I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, it has nothing to do with God. Right now, the world is ran by the Antichrist. We've heard stories biblical about what the Antichrist is going to be like, but some of all of that stuff that you've heard about in the Bible is happening somewhere right now. You don't hear it all happening in one spot. Like it's not all happening in America. It's not all happening in India. It's not all happening in Africa. But there are pieces of it happening here and there all over the planet. And eventually, if we don't straighten this thing out right, it's going to be happening not in little spots, but it will be happening. All the different parts happening in every little spot. So I wanted to let you know that these secret organizations, some of them are called Masons, Masonics. Some of them are called Bilderberg groups. Some are called Skull and Bones. Some called Trilateral Commission. Some called. Check this out. These organizations, in all of their secrets, they have designed it in such a way that the power structure of the nations around the world are filled with these people who are of these secret societies. And the information that they garner is secret. And they come out, place themselves in government, place themselves in finance, place themselves in education, place themselves in every avenue of human experience with secrets. And their secrets are kept from the general public. In other words, if you got 1 million of them total together all over the world, and you got 6 billion people, you got 1 million folks saying that they know what's best for 6 or 7 billion and running the show. Well, they are doing that, ladies and gentlemen. Whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not, it is happening. Our government, our current president, the information is that he's a part of this devilish group. George Bush, well, Skull and Bones, all of them. George Bush, his daddy, his granddad, and I don't know about them other Bushes, but the ones that's been in government have definitely and are, as far as the information goes, working for Satan. They got all the secret information. If I ask you what their plans are, ladies and gentlemen, you couldn't tell me because it's a secret. You could not tell me. It's a secret. Can you imagine Bill Clinton taking our jobs, sending it overseas? Can you imagine George Bush starting wars? He can get ready, he and his daddy. Can you imagine his grandfather setting up, working out deals with Germany as they slaughtered Jews? And, well, the whole big devilish thing is a devilish operation. But, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't take this time just to tell you how devilish that these secret organizations are. I took this time for one special thing, and that's to share with you, to let you know that there is one piece of secret information that they don't have, or if they do have, they are not sharing it with anyone. But I am going to share it with you today. It is the most secret of all information. And if these secret societies know anything about it, they ain't telling nobody. They're not even telling themselves. But I'm going to tell you, and here's that. When this world was designed, and I'm going to speak about Earth, It was designed to house all living things that live on the earth. It was designed to house all of the non-living things that live on the earth. It was designed to take care of God's business. Now, God created people, and there are things that are common amongst people that's necessary for survival: food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, careers. All of these things are essential for human experience. God made sure that I don't care how many human beings ever come on this earth, there's always enough of anything that they might determine later on that they need. Whether it's above the air seen, above the earth seen and unseen, on the earth seen and unseen, or in the earth seen and unseen. And to make sure that men would never suffer from these lacks, each individual has been instilled with a gift, an ambition, a desire, a dream, a career ambition, so that in living in these bodies, they would not be like a broken down car sitting on the side with the motor and the engine gone bad, but they can move around and do things. They can participate in the creation of the goods and services that are essential for their living. Now that means, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are listening to me, whatever you desire that you want to do in this world, you were made to do it. Some of you were made to teach. Some of you were made to plan. Some of you were made to strategize. Some of you were made to dig ditches. Some of you were made to grow food. Some of you were made to build houses. Some of you were made to build cars. Some of you were made to build trains. Some of you were made to build buses, to build planes, to make food, to house rivers and reservoirs, and to do all these different kinds of things that people do. And I can't name them all, but your imagination allows you to experience the things that you've seen going and coming in your lifetime. All of those things are gifts from God, set up so that the resources above, on, and in the earth and what's in you will determine what you have as a human race. And it would be in an abundance, and every last human being on the face of the earth is entitled to draw from it because they participated in the creation thereof. And no rich person on this earth is supposed to have anything that somebody else can't have. In other words, there are no rich people and no poor people in this planet, in God's plan. Now, this is the divine secret plan. This is the real plan. This is the only plan that matters. This is the plan of life. This is the plan that get rid of your jails and prisons. This is the plan that get rid of your crime and violence and terrorism and war. This is the plan that gets rid of your hatred and your discrimination and your segregation and your racism. It gets rid of all of that, ladies and gentlemen. It gets rid of a man coming to the pump, putting in $75 worth of gas in his car while somebody else comes to the pump, putting in $3 worth because they're broke. It gets rid of poverty. All of it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the great secret. That is the grand secret. It is designed by God. And I know it's from God because I've heard only a few people speak of it. Some guy named Joseph, who is connected with the Zeitgeist Project, another gentleman associated with the Venus Project. I've heard a couple of people talk about this, but for the most part, if anybody know of it, they are afraid and embarrassed and ashamed to speak of it because they cannot believe that this could be true, so they won't say anything about it. But ladies and gentlemen, I've taken the time to tell you that God's plan has already been given. Now, all of these other plans that produces democracy, socialism, communism, dictatorships, oligarch, rich rule, and the kings and queens ruling, and all of that stuff is designed to keep your mind off God. And you see what it does. War all across the country, war all across the land, all across the earth. There's some war going on someplace. You got white people in the United States talking about what we're not going to let niggers sign up to. You got cops running across killing black people. You got jails being created, and they're housing black people in it. They're not housing but one or two whites and one or two other folks, but they're housing black people, trying all of this discrimination. All of this stuff is going on, ladies and gentlemen. We are allowing it because we do not know God. The preachers in the pulpit tell you Bible stories, and those Bible stories really are no more interesting or involved than the story about Santa Claus. One thing about Santa Claus, he put on your parents' clothes, and he brings you some sometime. But this, who putting on God's clothes bring you some? God gave it to you in the beginning, and it ain't coming no other kind of way unless you wake up. Because the power to have it is in our hands. And I've told you about it, and I hope you are listening to me. Now, what I want you to do is to get this stuff in your head. Play this over and over again till you realize that God designed this thing, and see how simple it is. It's simple as your ABCs. It's not complicated. It's not all of this stuff about plans and what and policies, what you're going to deal with this and how you're going to deal with that. It's simple. Simple ABC. The resources that you need for your existence is here on earth. The ability to do it is in you. You can't do it all, so you come together and everybody put in and do it together. And in doing it together, everybody has food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, careers of their own choosing, and a life. God dog. I mean, I realize we've been here for quite some time, but are we so broke? Are we so ignorant? Are we so vain that we cannot see the key to open ourselves and get out of this debacle? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. God has given you the message now. Those of you who have heard me today, you might not have ever heard this before, but you've heard me today. And you go back out there, start voting, trying to vote for Miss Clinton, trying to vote for some old George Bush. You're saying in your action that you want the devil. You don't want to have anything to do with God. If God says all people can feed, can eat, and have clothes and shelter, and you go there and vote for a Republican and a Democrat or somebody else, you are saying to hell with God. You don't want everybody to eat. All you want to eat is you. And a few more can eat if they want to. You're saying you don't give a hell of nobody having a place to stay, a career. All you want is yours. That's exactly what you're saying. So you Democrats, if you want to keep on playing the devil's game, do it. Republicans, if you want to keep on playing the devil's game, you do it. Church folks, if you want to keep on playing the devil's game, you do it. But for those of you who don't want to play the devil's game, don't. We will win. If we can't find the numbers up front right away, and I'm sure we won't, we will get them, because the devil is driving them crazy. The devil is killing them. The devil has plans to wipe them out. The devil is bringing storms in, killing them. The devil is bringing in hurricanes and killing them. The devil is bringing in too much snow, killing them. The devil is bringing in cars that's dropping with the wheels off the thing. The devil is doing everything to destroy you. You better wake up, and you better wake up right now. Now, I don't just want you to know this information. I want you to start talking about it. When you go to church, I want you to tell your preachers about it, because they don't know about it. I want you to talk about it in Sunday school. Share that information with your Sunday school people. They don't know anything about it. Plan. Start talking about what you're going to do about it. Start doing it now. We are not going to wait till our kids grow up and ask and think they're going to do it. If we don't do it, they are not going to do it. So I say if it gets done, it will be done because we do it, and we got to do it now. We got to change this world now. If we can't change the world, we got to change America's system. We can do that. We got some power here in America. And forget about the Bilderbergs. Forget about